Who would win of the week? This week is Jar Jar Binks versus Joe Rogan. What a matchup. You know what's a big part? You know what's going to be a big part of this for you, I think, because I know you're a real
size. Dude, Jar Jar's.
I'm going to Google how tall Jar Jar is.
Large.
Because Joey Rogan is muscular as hell, but he's obviously quite a bit shorter than Jar Jar.
But he's a big dude, I think, still. Fact check that for me, too.
No, he's like 5. He's under 5'10".
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's short. Oh, wait. Jar Jar Binks' height. What a fun thing to Google. Brother, guess how tall Jar Jar Binks is?
11 feet.
11 feet?
Yeah.
That's a crazy guess. You've seen him standing next to Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn's not 11 feet. You think everybody in Star Wars is like, that'd be funny.
Dude, I thought he was just big. I thought I've Googled this
He is big, but Jar Jar Binks is, Matthew, 11 feet tall.
11 feet is large.
No, I don't think you do.
Comprehend.
Because.
But I thought he was like,
11
I
feet
know
tall?
you're saying you've seen him standing next, but I thought like maybe the movies weren't accurate. I thought like book representation, he was like 11 feet tall. Like he was like Hagrid.
Right.
Like Hagrid in the books is like a legit
He's a giant.
But in the movies, he's like
7 something.
a little bit taller. Like
Yeah.
a significant amount taller than everybody, but not like unhumanely
No.
like tall.
He's more big in the movies. But
it's like,
but 11, like imagine anybody standing next to
11.
Yao Ming, who's what, 7'3".
11 is large, but I was
It's
going
more than
big.
a story tall. It's so big.
Andy, you said it like it was a big number, so I took a big shot.
It is a pretty big number, though. It's 6'4". Jar Jar Binks is 6'4".
Dude, that's nothing.
But that's for like a
No, that's nothing.
it's
6'4" is nothing.
it's larger than the average human man height.
Me and Jar Jar damn near see eye to eye.
Yeah, but Jar Jar's still taller than you. You're shorter than Jar Jar.
I would beat the
That's
fuck
funny.
out of Jar Jar.
Well, yeah, Joe Rogan is 5'8", so
Ooh,
Jar Jar's got
small.
a lot on. However,
Joe Rogan, small boy.
very
Little.
he's not just.
Very little.
However, Joe Rogan. Now I don't know if you know this. He's like an Olympic. He was an Olympic level Taekwondo martial artist.
Yeah, he did the UFCs.
He never fought in the UFC,
But he did the
but
UFCs.
he is a commentator on the UFC.
But he never like fought professionally, I don't think, but I think he did some fighting.
He never did like mixed martial.
He's not like Dana White aspect, but I think he was doing some grappling.
Well, that's the thing. He's a jiu-jitsu man through and through these days, and a jiu-jitsu fella.
But I feel
he's
like
gonna
Jar
fold you up,
Jar's
nobody's
got
business.
Jar Jar. Well, here's the thing. Jar Jar's a bit clumsy,
He's very goofy.
but I feel like in his people probably have some ancient form of
Gungan Taekwondo.
yeah, something like that.
Flipping the hair around.
Yeah,
Whipping the hair back and forth. It does, and honestly, doesn't matter. Joe Rogan is gonna climb up that little guy, tie his ears in a bow, and fucking.
No,
I can't
actually
wait.
agree that Jar Jar's getting the shit kicked out of him, and I
So
was gonna
exciting.
take Jar Jar, but I didn't know he was only 6'4". Like that's not that's not that big, Andy.
I mean,
In order
it's
to beat
taller
Joe
than I thought
Rogan, he would
was.
have had to be 8+. Like he would have had to have insane reach.
He
on
would
the
have
boy.
been huge.
He would have insane reach on the boy.
Jesus Christ. Bless
What?
you. Well, I thought you were going to say something.
I was. And then I had a little sneeze attack, Andy.
Please.
Nothing that I can do about
Please,
a sneeze
go ahead.
attack. I got nothing now. I sneeze it out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Joe Rogan just absolutely body Jar Jar Binks, just tie that little man up. And, you know, the thing about Jar Jar being clumsy is that, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, he's clumsy, but a lot of
My
times...
boy can swim, though.
That's true. He
But
can
they're not
swim,
fighting in an
but they're
ocean.
probably not. Yeah, they're probably not in the ocean. The thing about Jar Jar being clumsy is, yes, a lot of times his clumsiness will work to his advantage. However, I think when you've got a guy who is, again, Joe Rogan, being the jiu-jitsu fella that he is, a guy with that much control over his body and knows how to use his body in such a specific way, it nullifies any luck that Jar Jar's got
Jar
on his
has
side.
a lot of like Scooby-Doo in him.
Yeah.
Like he'll like go to like move a curtain and it'll fall down, but the monster will be behind it and it'll get wrapped around his head and then it'll fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
Fall down the stairs.
Fall down a stairs. Yeah, fall down the stairs.
A set of stairs.
A set of stairs. Yeah.
And then like and then his mask will pop off and they caught the bad guy. But it was like actually a mistake that Scooby-Doo made.
Yeah. That's very
that's
much
how Jar Jar is. Like that's how he
Jar Jar.
becomes successful.
Yeah.
Like he does stupid stuff. Like he closes a door like he lets a door slam behind him when there's a person walking there, but the person was actually about to stab him and it like closes his arm in the door and it breaks his wrist and
Yeah.
But
and that's seems to be like in the movies, that's like Jar Jar's biggest attribute. That's the thing he's got going for him, and I think that's completely nullified by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, because Joe, I agree, he'll kind of like spider monkey his ass. Like,
Fully
climb up there and like get him in some type of wrap and
totally done.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Joe. I wanted to take Jar Jar in this fight. I thought it was gonna be a lot funner. I didn't know Jar Jar was only 6'4". Boy's practically small. Dude. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm taking Joe Rogan as well, which I was planning on from the beginning because I don't hate Jar Jar, but it's fun to see somebody that like goofy get the shit beat out.
Oh, and he would get tuned up.
He really would.
Joe Rogan would be playing with his ass. He'd tie his flippers in a knot.
Yeah. It'd be a lot of fun.
What are you gonna do? Joe Rogan clean sweep. I don't think that'll be very contentious online, but vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Joe Rogan versus Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks. Shout out to Jar Jar Binks.